and enjoy the conference, enjoy Paris. Thank you so much.
Okay, now it's time to start officially. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to Paris. Bonjour. Today the weather is kind of dramatic, but this stage is very cool and warm. So happy to see you guys. I am Grida. My name is my name is Grida, and it means to draw and paint in Korean. I'm South Korean, living in France. I'm a director of Europe's first gallery called IHAM Gallery and chief curator of NFC Lisbon. So we'd love to see you guys. And Claire Silver is waiting actually for us backstage. So maybe we can call Claire Silver. So let's call Claire. Hey, Claire! Hey, Claire!
Hello! Good to see you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. I wish that I was there, but I'm happy I can be there this way.
Yeah, you are here with us, of course. So let me just get straight for you because we have no time. We would love to hear many things from you. I just kind of did a little archive that knowing about you or not knowing. So if you could introduce yourself quickly, then that would be great to start.
Sure. Hi, I'm Claire Silver. I'm an AI collaborative artist and CryptoPunk, and I am passionate about NFTs, AI, and art and tech in general.
Okay, my interview skill is kind of inspired by the Korean variety programs because they use the letters from the name and then use this keyword for what we do. So let's start from C with Claire about creativity. So would you tell us about your creative process and the main elements that inspires you? Just comfortably talking about what is creativity for you, Claire.
Sure. Yeah. So I use AI, obviously. And what I love about AI is the element of surprise. You give it your ideas and your taste, and it will give it back to you, but with elements you wouldn't expect, surprises, which feels like real collaboration. That feels like you're creating with a mind. And I think that's really special and really unique to the medium. I also combine 3D, photography of my paintings, digital painting, physical painting, music video, you name it. I kind of just mix it all together with AI to make something new.
Okay, thank you. And now let's go for L, Claire and L. L is like about life and love. So if it's okay with you, would you tell us about your life routine and what do you love in your life?
Oh man, so my life before all this looked really different. This has really given me a lot of opportunity and a reason to kind of, I don't know, it's been life-changing for me, AI and NFTs in general. I'm very grateful every day for being a part of this space. So I love doing what I do, and I'm very lucky to do what I do. I also love my little dog. I have a Boston Terrier, a little black and white muffin. I just love him. And video games. I'm really into Baldur's Gate lately, which is super fun, but really eats your time up. And the ocean. I love the ocean.
Wow, okay. And it's A, Claire A. We cannot explain without these words AI and art. So AI has opened new possibilities in your artistic expression and creation process. So in general, AI art, why you picked this AI in your medium, and generally, if you could explain about your thoughts of AI art.
Yeah, I feel like AI forever, skill has been what sort of decides art, delineates good art from bad art, your skill in whatever medium that you have, whether that's expressing meaning or message or traditional sort of academic skill. AI kind of levels that playing field. So it becomes about the expression of who you are inside. I feel like when you're a little kid and you're drawing with crayons or you're painting with finger paints, you're kind of free in a way that you don't experience much once you grow up. and AI gives that back to you. It allows you to explore and play and iterate and mix and blend and create surprising things to yourself and others that, yeah, you don't really do after you grow up. So AI is really special to me for that reason, among many, many others.
For this moderation, I learned many thoughts about you from all the cool interviews from NFT Now and then other interviews. And the one sentence I was into it was taste is a new skill. And I really love this sentence. And for me as a curator, curating is also working with the taste. And for me, the AI is another creation for curating. So if you could add your thoughts on that, that would be great.
Yeah, so I say taste is the new skill because if AI augments skill, what you're left with is your taste. And your taste is the sum of all the things that you love, of all the experiences you've had. For me, when I prompt an AI, it's song lyrics, it's my diary entries, it's colors and films and art pieces and locations that I've been. It's all of these things mixed together. And what it produces is my fingerprint. It's my signature. It's me. That's your taste, right?
Yes.
And so I feel like AI kind of purifies, it intensifies your artist's vision and your artist's signature. If you ask it to, it gives you what you ask for. So if you ask for something general and generic, like just a cyberpunk scene or something like that, that's what it'll give you. But if you ask for what's inside of you, it's like a mirror, it'll give it back to you. And that's where it really gets magical.
Okay, thank you. Now it's I. I is internet culture and identity. So you are pioneering using internet culture as your, let's say, one of the famous things that you're doing, and people learn a lot from you. You're generous. You're not afraid to share all these skills and discovering new programs. So internet activities and identity is part of your journey, I think. So if you could just introduce your internet culture and opinions and everything.
So I discovered cryptocurrency on 4chan in 2016. And there's a really big culture of anonymous identity there. It's all anonymous. So that's the background that I came from. So it made sense for me to continue with the anonymous identity because for me, I like the idea that your ideas, that what you have to say is all that people have to judge you on. I could look like your awful ex-girlfriend or your first grade teacher or your sister-in-law, and there's all kinds of baggage that comes with that. But in this way, you can kind of imagine me however you want to, and it's my ideas that matter. I think that's beautiful, and that's a big part of Web3 culture. It's kind of baked into the cake, so to speak. So I love having this digital identity and the freedom that comes with that. And yeah, I think that more and more people will be using things like avatars and PFPs and similar as time goes on and kind of experience that for themselves. I think we'll probably have a big culture shift. So I like to explore that in my work.
Okay, thank you. Now we would love to talk about your recent drop. It's R. Would you tell us about the story of your recent drop, the backgrounds, and what was the little episode? And yeah, we would love to hear about it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's corporeal or corporeal, depending on how you pronounce it. I'll take either. It's an AI collection with brain drops that is fashion-based, fashion-focused. I really am fascinated by fashion, digital and physical, kind of intersecting with the digital identity and culture of the internet as well. So what I did was I took different time periods in history from France, actually, as well as America and a couple of Asian movements based around economics or big technological changes to society, like the Industrial Revolution, for example, and how culture changed when that happened, how people were afraid of things, how people thought that the world was coming to an end. There were a lot of doomers. And then also the optimism, the tech optimism, and how art changed from that culture change over time. So corporeal is all of those ideas through a modern lens, through the moment we're living through right now with AI, reflected as different fashion pieces to kind of tell a story. And I am really excited about it. I love seeing it pop up on my timeline with people posting their pieces, and I had so much fun with it. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And E is experience, means about AI tools. If you could give us some tips or sharing experience about specific AI tools that you're using or you used to use or you love to use in the future, would you introduce some programs, please?
Yeah, I would say whatever your medium or whatever your interest, whether that's music, literature, visual art in any form, cinema, there's a tool. There's several tools for that. It's not meant to replace you, augment you. It's meant to give you another level that you can explore to take things in new directions. It's a very useful tool for whatever your practice is to explore. So I would encourage you to do that. As for specific tools, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. Stable Diffusion, I'm a huge fan of Stable Diffusion because they're open source. Open source means that the code is open and that anyone can build on top of it. So Stable Diffusion, being open source, has thousands of, I guess you could say, plugins, mods, that kind of thing. They've got a whole ecosystem. So whatever you want to do, I guarantee Stable Diffusion has something for that. Midjourney is super easy to use. It's got a website now, alpha.midjourney.com.
Oh.
And they have the most polish, I think, right now in their art. It's very beautiful out of the box. In order to make it kind of weird, in order to make more control for yourself, you have to set the style to 0. Setting the style to 0 will make it follow the words that you tell it to do much more than the sort of Midjourney look, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm so excited about OpenAI's Sora project, which is their new video project, which I'm sure pretty much everyone has seen on Twitter. But just in case, it will produce from your text up to 1 minute of AI video footage at a time, which right now 4 seconds is the most that anyone can do at a time. So 1 minute is huge, and it looks absolutely incredible. I mean, truly hard to distinguish from real life or from 3D animation at times. So that's not open access yet, but it will be soon. And actually, the last thing I would say is once ChatGPT is sort of up and running again, it had a problem recently. I've been using it to write code, P5.js, JavaScript, that kind of thing for my art pieces. I tell ChatGPT to look at my art. I tell it what I would like it to do, and it does it. So I can give it a video that I've made with Runway ML or some other AI program and tell it I'd like it to convert it to ASCII ASCII art. And it'll do that as a video and give me back the file. Or it'll create an interactive website piece through JavaScript. So yeah, if you've got any interest in that, I would definitely try using GPT for that. It's pretty great at code. And overall, I'd just encourage you to explore. It's an amazing time to be alive with all of these tools, and they're only going to get better. So if you get in now, you can just be happier and happier that they keep getting better and better for you.
Thank you, Claire. Now we can open our stage. We can have 2 questions because it's so sad that we have only 5 minutes left. So yeah, Vandals, go ahead. Oh, I was wondering that you don't have questions or not. Anyway, please go ahead.
Hi, Claire. So nice to see you again. I had a question. I've been doing some talks with some friends on the terminology of being an AI artist. And one of the things that we found ourselves discussing about was that as an art form, it exceeds just the visual medium, and it sort of like enables the artist to become extremely multidisciplinary. So now you're getting into not only like image generation, video, but also audio, avatars, code. So what do you think of like this opportunity for artists? Do you think it somehow like brings us to branch away from just the visual, conception of art, or is it actually pushing us to become more multidisciplinary?
I think that, I mean, right now I'm using, as I said, many mediums for visual art as well as music and literature. And I assume video games and similar things will be happening soon as well. I think what AI does is it moves the focus from your medium to the artist. You are the medium, essentially. It's whatever I make, I'm making it, and it's a piece of clear silver art, as opposed to it's an oil painting by Claire Silver. You know what I mean? So I think that it's actually going to hyper focus on who you are as an artist and what you have to say, as opposed to requiring consistency in medium or in style like we've had in the past. And I think that should be super freeing for creatives of all mediums.
Thank you. And any other questions? Maybe you and Alex might have some questions? Yes. I love you, Alex.
Hi, Claire. There is a huge discussion about AI, and a lot of artists, more traditional artists, 3D artists, illustrators, have been against AI for the concept that AI is being fed their images without necessarily them allowing it in a way. So there is this discussion of appropriation of other people's art, and also some things that have to do with prejudices that perhaps AI is just perpetuating in a way subconsciously. So I would really like to hear your thoughts on those topics that are not on the positive sides of AI.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked this question, actually. This is super important to talk about. So there's a misconception with AI, and I would say it's the #1 misconception about AI, that it steals from the content that it's trained on. So very briefly, because I know we have very little time, there are billions and billions of data points in these sets. When AI makes an image, when you type, for example, in the style of John Singer Sargent, it doesn't look at pieces by him and then take little bits and collage them together. It doesn't take from anything that it's learned. What it does is it learns traits. So it learns, for example, that Sargent was a painter, that he often painted figures, that figures are people, that people have 2 hands and 10 fingers, and fingers bend at joints, and joints work like this, and that he often painted them with this kind of light or that sort of brushstroke. And then it takes all of those things that it's learned, and it uses them to apply that to something new. It doesn't mix, it doesn't rehash, it learns and it makes something new. That's exactly how our brains work. That's how influence works. It's just so efficient at it that people say it's theft. Now, if you were going to make influence copyrightable or illegal in some capacity, then all artists would be thieves. We are all the product of what we have experienced and seen, and you mix all of those things together in your head to create something new. That's what AI does. And maybe that's a fine line for some people morally. For me, it makes things crystal clear. I hope that more people are able to understand that in the way that AI collaborative artists have in the future. But I understand it's a new concept, and it's tough when it's so efficient to understand what it's really doing.
Thank you, Claire. And I have a last question. with your artworks, I kind of could find that specific things that keep repeating. For example, the color pink, and I was wearing pink. I'm wearing pink right now for you. So the pink specific colors, and then the girl, and also now it's becoming more fashion, and also you're also collaborating with the fashion brand. So is there any specific story about a girl and pink, and now also with the fashion?
Well, that's very sweet, Grida. Thank you. The pink is just kind of a recurring theme around my avatar, kind of a wink and a nod that part of me is in the pieces. The girl, so I grew up without very many friends. I grew up in a really small town. I was an only child. So I always wanted friends, so I would draw them. So I would have dozens and dozens of pictures of these girls around me all the time that were my friends, and it felt like they were real. It felt like I'd made them. I'd created them, and now they existed somewhere, you know? So then as I got older and I was painting, it would be women, and it would be these powerful, ethereal, kind of otherworldly looking women that I wish that I knew. And then with AI now, I can make as many friends, quote unquote, as I would like to. And so it's still these powerful, mysterious, wise, beautiful women that I would love to have as my friends, as my family. So there's a theme of them. And I've also started to see myself in them a little bit as time goes on, which is pretty empowering for me. So that's been cool. And then I have the theme of paint a lot. I use a lot of impasto textures in the work because, that's my background. I came from doing fluid painting and oil painting. And so that kind of makes it feel more me, I guess, as well.
Thank you. Now our stage is done, but yeah, any last words, Claire?
I'm just happy that you're all here with us, and I'm happy to be alive in this moment. It's very exciting what we're coming into, and I'm glad to share it with all of you.
Thank you so much. If you want to know her future plans, then please follow Claire Silver and then follow us, and we see you next time. Thank you so much, Claire. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.